Over the last several years, we have been homesteading in our small backyard in the city. We started out with a small garden that has grown bigger and bigger each year. I got chickens shortly after we moved here, and then just last year we got bees. I have loved growing food and preserving it all, but I've had the desire to have more land and to grow more food and to have an even bigger garden, to have more animals than just chickens and bees. I wanted more land, more garden, more animals. I dreamed of starting a farm, not only to provide for my family, but also to share with others. I love the idea of having a regenerative farm and growing the best food possible. But over the years, God has taught me contentment in my waiting for the right place and the right time. Last fall, we made the decision to move back to Indiana to be closer to family and to find land so we could start our little farm. It has been a long journey of faith, trusting God, waiting, hoping, and looking. In April, we found the perfect place. It's a little old farmhouse built in 1877 on 9 acres. Welcome to Noble Acres Farm. So this is our new property. We have a nice little barn here. There is a hay loft with actual hay up there from our hay field. We also have this bottom area, and then we also have a pasture right here. And then we have some more pastures all back here and a little lane to get back to more pastures and the hay field. This is our garage here, which we're gonna tear down because it's too small and it's not in very good shape. We need something bigger. There's a little sneak peek of the house over there. If you want to see updates on that, then go to my other channel, but I'll show you that in due time. It's still under construction or under renovations. It's just so quiet and peaceful here. So back behind the garage, we have this big area where the garden is, and then I'm going to turn all this into garden and just kind of expand the garden so much. We've got this little rusty trellis with lots of overgrown stuff, so I'm not sure what we're going to do with that, but we've got some trees. We already have our compost bins and our worm bins back here. See, listen how peaceful it is. Here's the garden. It's all overgrown with weeds taller than me, but we have found some volunteer plants in there. So we have a front pasture, and then we have another pasture here. And then this is the lane. You can see the beehives way down there. We'll go ahead and go down there in just a minute, but this is our nice little backyard. So these here are all redbud trees, and there is at least 20 something of them, over 20 of them. But I do want to expand the garden here, but you can see how just overgrown this is. The weeds are taller than me. I'll insert a picture of what it looks like when we saw it last spring. So we have some volunteer tomato plants in here. Some Romas, I think those are, but they're pretty small. And then we have some cherry tomatoes. You can see right in there. We've been harvesting those. And then there's a lot of volunteer gourds. Some flowers. Some spent sunflowers that really got ginormous. More tomatoes in here that we've just been picking. And you can see this pile of rotting hay. There's just piles of hay everywhere, or straw, the animal bedding. They had an organic mindset and added compost to their garden, animal bedding, and just really built good soil like we have been doing at our other house in the city. I think this garden is about the same size, maybe a tiny bit larger than our other garden. But you can see we've got lots of squash plants in here with they're mostly decorative gourds. There's also a lot of squash bugs in here. And then, funny, we have some wild strawberries. They don't taste very good. They're not very sweet. You can see the powdery mildew has just taken over all of these squash plants. So nothing has been done to this garden. We've got some volunteer marigolds, and then our little cat, Tiger, he keeps hanging around, so we've been feeding him. He looks pretty skinny, and he's been hanging around, what, for the last week?
Probably.
Yep. Okay, so that is the whole garden, and I want to expand it more this way, more that way, more this way. And then this is like our kind of backyard area. We've got a little fire pit back there. There's some woods that the kids have been playing in. We've got more redbud trees. It's gorgeous in the spring. I'll insert a picture. Here's the back of the house. More redbud trees in the back of the garage. All right, let's go to the back fields. So nothing has been done to this property. The elderly couple that lived here for 40 years, they had cows and animals, and they're the ones that did the garden and everything. They moved out sometime in the winter, and the fields are just overgrown. So we've got this, all the pastures are fenced. So we've got some fencing here on either side, a gate to that pasture. So there's 2 pastures over here on this side. And then if you come down this lane, all the way to the back is the hay field and another pasture. We've driven back here a few times, and that's why it's matted down, but we're looking to buy a tractor.
Look at our little...
We're looking to buy a tractor so we can mow these pastures, and this fall we want to overseed with some good clover and mixture for, you know, animals for pasture and stuff like that. So that's kind of where we're at. Lots of stuff going on here. So at the end of this lane, we have the gates open here, but this is the hay field, and then on this side, this is another lane that goes all the way down to another pasture here. Now that is a bean field, the browner part, and then the neighbor's driveway's right there, but then starting at the green is a whole nother pasture over there. This is the back of the woods behind the house, or the wooded area. It's not a huge woods, but we call it the woods because it's a wooded area. But this is the hay field.
What is that? Is that a bee?
There's lots of grasshoppers and crickets here, so he's probably getting one. Hi, Tiger! You're such a pretty cat! So this is the hay field. It's not the best quality. It's been very dry, and we haven't been here to maintain it. But our property line goes all along the tree line here, all the way to that tree line way up there, and then those are our pastures. This is the apiary with the bees, and they seem to be adjusting well. Hi, Tiger! All right, let's go back. So I'm not going to take you down there because it's really tall weeds. But anyways, this is what it looks back this way. Looks like back this way. So here's the field on the other side. It goes back quite a ways, all the way to that tree line way back there. And it's nice because they're already like fenced in. We just have to go through and mow down because like that's not going to work for electric fencing. They also have a propane tank and just some really nice shade around the house, which makes for it to be very cool and not super sunny inside, but still very bright. All right, so here's the barn. We have a ladder up to the loft. I don't know how old this barn is, but it could be original to the house. The lumber's very old, but we've got an area here.
And this is the groundhog trap.
Yeah, we already trapped a groundhog. We released him far, far away from here to a new happy place. Okay, so then in here
is the tack room, and here is a horse stall.
Here is one small stall over here, and we've got another area. This is out to one of the pastures. So this one's our front pasture.
There's a pasture over here, and then this is my gate.
Yeah, this is our front pasture, and then that's one pasture, and then the one behind that, that's the hay field.
Another pasture here.
We've got another area here, and then kind of another area that we could make into a stall or just like storage. So we've got lots of work to do in this barn. Lots of cleanup, Lots of cobwebs, very old. Look at this. Look at this. This is like a tree log that they have left some of the bark on.
This ladder is the ladder up to the loft, so you can get up to the loft and it'll come back down. This up in the loft, so I'm not going to go up into the loft. And
I'm going up too, after he does, because it's fun going up there.
I don't have a light, or I'd show you up there. There's a lot of hay and some antiques, and it's dark.
Up here we have an old toy car, hay, straw.
They left this tiller here for us, which we don't typically till, but this garden does need some tilling done, so I'm glad that they left us this really large one. I kind of envision this being the winter chicken area, so I need to predator proof this, so that way they can come in the barn at night and then free range during the day.
So, I think this is cow feed, but it is empty. Here we have our cat's food. This is where we feed him. That's a little feed block. And then here
we have to go put that in the house, or else animals could get it. Why don't you go run it back to the house? So our property goes all the way to that tree line, and then all the way down there. There's a raspberry patch here, so we're gonna mow this down, trim it up.
Raspberries on here.
No raspberries, because by the time we got here, they were done. If you want to see a tour of the inside of our farmhouse and all of the renovations that we're doing, I'll leave a link down below to my other channel, because that's where I'm going to be posting all of those videos. This is more homesteading stuff, whereas my other channel is going to be more of the house updates. So check out the link down below and you guys can see those videos. So we're so blessed to be able to have this place and turn it into our home. I hope you guys will enjoy this journey and follow along as we are started to set up our farm and get settled in. We still are several weeks out from moving in, but I still have garden work to do. All this pasture needs mowed and reseeded, so I've got lots of videos planned coming up. I don't know how often I'll be able to post because we're just trying to finish the house. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.